Hey Chad, can you hear me?
I can. What's going on?
Awesome, awesome. Welcome, welcome. We went on my partner, Bradford page. How you doing today?
Awesome, man. Where you at?
And I'm in Savannah, Georgia. Right now I'm at home in Pooler, Georgia. So,
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody last night about my son plays flag football, and
really?
one of the parents on the team, he was lived in Savannah for a little while.
Okay, okay. Listen, I'm
I've traveled a lot, but never been to Savannah, man.
really, it's a beautiful place. They actually, I feel like, back in the day, I was raised in Hinesville, Georgia. So back in the day, Savannah wasn't, it was really like run down, but now they're making some new things, creating a lot of restaurants in the area. Pooler, is really big. We got a David Buster's this year. Um,
Check it out. This is so one of the guys that lives in Savannah is a country music singer. His name's Billy Currington.
oh, okay.
And when I was on Jay Leno in 2007,
Yeah.
him and I were actually on Jay Leno together, and that's how I got to know him.
What? Man, that's awesome. You met Jay Leno? Hey man, you really low-key famous, you know?
Oh, no, no,
Bradford,
no, no.
are you there? Can you hear
I
us?
am. Hey, Chad, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Let me make myself live here.
How
So,
long y'all been doing this podcast?
For a year now. For a
And
year.
how many episodes?
I probably say maybe 30. We've done like maybe we've been pushing product. We've done a lot of podcasts to the where EXP Radio wanted to work with us. So we want to bring in more EXP involvement and just want to go ahead and showcase what's out there, especially you're located in Houston, Texas, correct?
Yeah, right. Just a place called the Woodlands, really more in North Houston.
Okay. The
Yeah.
Woodlands, North Houston. Okay. Okay. Well, guys, we're recording, so let's go ahead and get started real quick on the new episode. So, what's up, everybody? It's your five-star realtor, Joshua Ingram, with Pays Properties team, brokered by EXP. We're on another episode of the podcast called the Dream Builders Podcast. We got a special guest here, Chad Henrick, right? Henrick.
Hedrick.
Hedrick. Sorry, I apologize. Hedrick. He's actually a gold medalist, a former gold medalist for speed skating, and he is the founder of Gold to Soul Group. And I can't forget my partner Bradford Page, our team lead with Page Properties team.
Chad, nice to meet you. Welcome aboard.
Hey, pleasure to visit with you guys here today.
For sure, for sure. So, Chad, if you could, what can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, so just a small town kid from North Houston. Grew up. Actually, my parents owned a roller rink in our local community.
Okay.
Grew up skating 6 to 8 hours every day. I had a little sister that was 6 years younger than me, but we grew up in the rink. A lot of times, my parents didn't have enough money to hire a babysitter, so we just stayed there all day skating.
Mhm.
And what do you know, man, I found that I had a God-given gift.
Yeah,
Man, it just kept going. And from just learning how to walk on skates at 17 months old, just continued to do it every day
for
and found
sure.
that, and I had a real skill and I took it as far as I could take it until entered the world of real estate after skating. I skated from 17 months old and retired when I was 32 as an
Wow.
Olympian. So it was really cool.
For sure. He actually won a gold medal for the 5,000 meters, correct?
That's correct. Yeah,
And that
just
was in, don't get it, was that in Vancouver when you won?
no, I was in Torino,
Torino,
Italy.
Torino. Okay.
So yeah, so went to Torino, had a gold, silver, and bronze there, and then went to Vancouver in 2010 and had a silver and a bronze there. Finished with 5 Olympic medals.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
had a
awesome.
chance to jump on, but when Joshua told me you were getting on here, so I did the Google magic and looked up a couple of things there. That is one grueling sport.
Yeah, it's
I've
it's
had the opportunity
uh,
to watch that on TV when the Olympics come on, and especially those long distance. It's not a quick sprint, and then you go sit down. You guys really work it. So I'm impressed. That takes a lot of stamina, a lot of
yeah.
work, a lot of time in.
For sure. At the peak of it, we were skating 175 miles a week for our training. And man, I was 5'11", 169 pounds. I know when you guys watch like Tour de France on TV, you see how
Mhm.
fit and how skinny those guys are because they're
Yep.
burning so many calories. Well, when my wife met me, I was in that part of my life, and she looked back and she was like talking about how bony my face looked. And I was just like, I looked malnourished, right? But I could
Yeah,
eat anything that I wanted. Man, I miss those days.
man,
Well,
I'm telling
you
you.
still look like you could skate a little bit.
I try. I try.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you share more about the inspiration behind of finding the Gold to Soul group, especially considering, you are Olympic medalist.
Yeah. So, man, you hear the stories about athletes, doing their thing, reaching the top of the mountain. Some are making millions and millions of dollars in these main sports that we have. Although, I had success, I made a great living for myself, but I'm not the guy that made $50 million, And so I'd done one thing my whole life from 17 months old, and I had my eyes on the prize. I call it like horse blinders, man. I was
Mhm.
really, really focused, and I knew at 9 years old that I wanted to be the fastest skater in the world, believe it or not.
Okay.
And I look at these college kids and they're like, oh, I don't even know what I want to do with my life. Well, I can't relate to that because 10 years before that, I already knew what I wanted to do,
Yeah,
right? And
for sure.
so just a crazy, crazy life that I had. We go from 5 Olympic medals, accomplishing everything that you ever wanted to in sports. Putting your hand on your heart with a gold medal around your neck and a
Mm.
plaza in Torino, Italy, when they're playing the national anthem and billions of people across the world watching, and just so many emotions going through your head. But when it's all said and done, people always ask me, how did it feel? Well, that part didn't really feel incredible. It just was a major, major reflection of everything it took to get there, right?
Mm.
And so when you see all these athletes going through these crazy moments and reaching the top of the mountain, whether you have a lot of money or not, one day it ends. One day you can't jump to slam the basketball the same way. One day you can't run as fast. One day you can't swim as fast, whatever it may be. And guess what? There's a new life that you have to start. And for athletes who are really intently focused, razor sharp on their skill set, a lot of us don't think of diversifying how good we are at different things. And that was exactly my story. I skated my whole life. And when I got done, it was like somebody stole like somebody kidnapped a child of mine, and I was never going to find it again.
Yeah.
So I went into this deep, I wouldn't say depression, but I went through an identity crisis. And I really found out quickly that skating defined me as a person. As much as I didn't want to admit it, it was me. Like skating was me, and there was really nothing beyond Chad Hedrick. So
Yeah.
then I had to go and really kind of find myself and reflect on who I was. I became a man of faith in the process because I was just trying to find myself, and I found myself through Christ, right?
For sure.
And so there we are. We're going through tough times. I get a little emotional talking about it right now because they
Yeah, I
were the
understand.
toughest times of my life. Because you come home being the best in the world at what you do, and then all of a sudden, you try to get a job, and you think because the microphone has been in your face for years, everybody cares about every word that you say, and now all of a sudden you're out of the bubble and nobody cares.
Mm.
So I went, and I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have anything other than to say that I was an Olympic gold medalist. That's a lot because you're dedicated to what you do, and you have a mindset to be the best at what you do, and that's great. But ultimately, if you don't have a real skill that complements that, you don't
Yeah.
have anything. And so for a year, I came home and tried to find myself, and I thought people were going to be throwing jobs at me left and right, and I thought I was going to have, everything at the tip of my fingers, but that really just wasn't the case. People looked at me only as an athlete. And for years, I just floundered around from different occupation. I think I had 4 or 5 jobs in 6 years, and from 2010 to 2016. And then in 2016, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, man, you know a lot of people. You should be doing real estate." And I said, "Never really thought about that. You know, I'd bought a lot of real estate in the past, but just never really thought about it." So I started working, decided I met with the top broker here in our area. He sells about 500 homes a year by himself, just a monster of an agent. He's now with EXP, just left Remax here last month, believe it
Oh,
or not.
wow.
And so I went through that and really had some quick success, figured it out. And I also figured out that I wanted to do it a little differently than he did. He had his own business and that's all good. It works for him. And I found myself through real estate. And I can tell you that I absolutely love it. I have a deep, deep passion for it, but it still revolves around competition for me.
Yeah.
I just want to win. I want to be a little faster, a little better than everybody else.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, you can't let that define you. The word success has always chased me around everywhere, and it really haunts me at times because you win, and what do you want to do? You're never satisfied. There's always another victory around the corner. And if you're not careful, you can't enjoy your life.
Yeah.
That's how my life was for a very long time. It was like, Chad, you won. Oh, that's normal. Chad, you lost. What was wrong with you? You're supposed to win, right? And I live my life that way with like a big X on my back. And I have to run away from that daily and remember that my identity is not a speed skater. My identity is not a top producing realtor. My identity is with Christ. My identity is a leader for my wife, a leader for my family, and really being able to share my story with everybody.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I could kind of relate with the sports, you know. I played football, walked on at Georgia State. I actually got inducted to my high school Hall of Fame. So I'm a little Hall of Famer. I didn't get to
Hey,
go
there you
medalist,
go.
but you know, I'm a Hall of Famer. But you know, you had great points when you talked about, you know, the needle always moving and not being satisfied, you know, and I think that really kills a lot of people's egos, you know, because you've done a lot, you know, people are cheering, but deep down inside, you know, you're just not complete. But once you find Christ, that's where you see the light, man. And that's
Yeah,
what,
let's point out the obvious here, okay? I came from a couple different brokerages with my real estate career. Probably changed more than I would like, but I
mm,
always felt like I was on the hamster wheel. It was always just looking for another victory, another victory. And I felt like there was no foundation being built. Like I'm 46 years old. I skated until I was 32, right? And now I'm in a place where I have to provide a long-term future. I've got three children that are going to be going to college. I've got weddings to pay for. I've got a retirement with my wife to be able to live that life we always dreamed about, you know? And so about 8 months ago, I met a few people and I came to EXP and it's been the best decision I ever made. And in just 8 months, I'm close to six figures in stock. Uh,
wow.
and we're on pace to sell 150 homes this year.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot of stock because I think we're in the teens right now, and it'll be in the hundreds in the not too distant future. So
yeah,
that's a
so
big future right there.
I've been contributing within the company and then also on the side. So
Yeah.
it's I believe in it. If you're doing it, you better believe in it or you don't
Yeah.
do it, right?
Yeah, for
All in
sure.
or all out.
So
And
oh, go ahead.
and so yeah, this has been an opportunity with EXP. The model's great, but the community is why you do it. The community of people helping each other. It did a 180 on the whole mindset of real estate because everybody is incentivized and encouraged to be servant minded.
For sure.
And so, as a Christian, it couldn't be a better fit for me. Now I wake up, and of course, I want my business to be great. But man, I just got off the phone with a team of 15 doing 150 million in Tampa. And guess what? I gave them everything off my Google Drive that I use for marketing. And I don't know the guy really well, hey man, I want to be your business partner. Let's do this together. I'm going to take you to the next level. Here's stuff that I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on for my marketing to build my business, and I just want to be your business partner. And that's what EXP does.
For sure, for sure. And again, I know that we talked previously, your business is really based on referrals, correct?
Yeah, so 80% of my business, it's been set up that way from the very beginning. I
Mm,
went through lead generation and spending thousands of dollars on this and even doing inside sales agents and all that good stuff. And man, we just found that we were just like wasting so much time and we weren't building a relationship along the way. It was all strangers that were maybe, one deal at a time or whatever. And, I think the infrastructure for your business needs to be people that know you, love you, and trust you. And business is a lot more fun when you walk into a listing appointment and your friend Sam Smith already did business with you, and old Mike Davis
mm,
is meeting with you because Sam said you were awesome, right?
yeah,
And that's why it's fun. And that's when trust is built. And that's when you have long-term success. And you've got a predictable business. You're
yeah.
with lead generation, going and calling random people 29 times to get in touch with them and maybe, closing 2.2% of them, whatever that may look like. Man, it didn't do it for me. And so we've built everything through marketing, through mailer campaigns, and through really taking care of the people that have already trusted us.
Awesome, awesome. And that's the unique strategies that y'all are doing for your business, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we work with a group out of Vancouver called his name is Jason Samard,
Mhm.
Simard. He's our coach for our team. It's called Sims Coaching Systems. Incredible, incredible guy who, believe it or not, sold 135 homes in his first year in real estate.
Mm,
And he did it all through lead generation. And he's trying to sell that on me right now, but he's also a master of servant-minded real estate, and
mm.
he's developed a predictable business selling 300 to 400 homes every year for the past 6, 8 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Uh,
So,
If I can jump in for just a
yeah,
sec,
go ahead.
Joshua. Chad, question for you. I saw you're really focused on referrals and from your personal sphere and from people you've done business with. Are you also taking advantage of some of the EXP referral program that's going on?
Not really, but I am really, really involved with all the events that are going on. I think this year, I had 10 referrals just from other EXP agents, and that's from going to I go to the Cabo event. We're going next month to Brent Gove's event in Cabo. I went last year. I actually got 3 referrals from just going to that event. I think almost $2.5 million worth of sales just from going to one event. That's what I'm saying. This community is so strong, right? And they're working together in unison to be able to serve our clients. And I go to EXP Con, of course. I went to Orlando this year. I went to San Antonio, and just building a group, a community, whether they're in my upline or not, has offered so much value to my business. I'm going to show you guys something. I've got this right here. This was a product. This is what I call my pre-listing packet.
Mm,
It cost me $6 to print each one of these. I picked one of the communities that I love here in North Houston, where the average price points is about 2.3 million. Okay. 6 months ago, because of something that one of the agents within EXP taught me, I was able to create this for myself, build a campaign, and infiltrate this neighborhood. Today, I just got my 7th listing in 6 months in the
wow.
neighborhood. And last month, I sold a $4.3 million home. And it's only because somebody within the EXP network taught me how to put this together.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And when people open it, a guy sent me a text message today with my magazine, a picture of my magazine. And he says, Chad, my name is such and such, picture of the magazine on the text, right? He goes, my name's such and such. I'm looking to sell next month. and I got your mailer. I've been getting it every month for the last 6 months, and you're our guy. Can you come meet us tonight?
Mm.
$2.2 million home, just because I've got my stuff together and I can present a product that's different than everybody else. And it's because somebody within EXP shared that with me and was wanting to help.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
the events are amazing. We took a broker friend of mine down to Orlando, and once he walked through, he'd already looked into it. Matter of fact, I didn't know it, but he'd already bought stock in EXP before he even joined us. But he was more of a visionary than I was.
Yeah.
But we took him down to Orlando, and he just every time he turned around, he had the badge that says I'm a visitor, you know. And so he thought everybody was walking up and offering free information to, get him to come and join. So
Yeah.
he said I was going to turn my badge around, and so people wouldn't do that. And you know what? Even when I took it off, everybody was sharing. You run into people elevators, we get into private rooms with some amazing producers. And like you said, it's not necessary. I mean, we love the people in our line, but you're not, and we're not in yours. But here
Yeah.
we are, we're on a podcast, helping each other out and promoting the business, and more so sharing ideas about how we do things that may be a little bit different, that work for you, that may not work for somebody else, etc. And
Hey,
that sharing.
at other brokers, everything's, "Shh, this is
Oh
my,
yeah. Oh,
this
been
is
there,
how I
done
do
that.
my business, right?"
Yeah.
And guess what? There's so much energy within these communities when you really dig into it. And man, I've been blessed heavily by some of the biggest players at EXP that sometimes I wonder, like, why do they even talk to me? They're making so much money right now. They don't have to talk to a guy that sells, 50 homes a year. Like I'm nobody, right? But you know what? Everybody cares for everybody, and it's the beauty of the whole business.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn was definitely a genius when he came up with the program.
I mean, I can call Brent right now. I can call Curtis Johnson. All those people are ready to help whatever I want.
Yeah.
And it's not like that everywhere else.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to a aspiring realtor looking to establish a successful referral business?
Yeah, first of all, have a unique brand.
Mm.
Have something that people can't forget. I was fortunate enough, my wife came up with the name of my company, Gold Soul Group. And man, it really defines three things for me: excellence, dedication, and gold is luxury, right? When you think of gold, there's nothing better, right? So that really defines my business, and I'm able to just really run off of that. And we shoot to be the best of what we do.
Yeah.
And now I'm really digging in right now, understanding, you can you can want it all you want, but if you don't understand how to position yourself and the processes that need to be established to make your business efficient, then you can have 100 customers right now, but you're not going to be able to provide value to all of them unless you've got your processes in place. There's a lot of people out there right now, like Tina Call. Y'all know Tina?
No, I
Tina,
don't think we've bumped into her yet.
Tina out in North Carolina. Man, there's so many people that are inspiring me right now to be better. They have nothing to do with my business. They're jumping on podcasts like we're talking today. They're sharing stuff. They're sharing stuff on these Facebook lives and stuff on how they built their business, and their competitors are watching them do this. And guess what? They don't care, because everything with EXP has changed our whole mindset, and everybody's helping, and everybody can serve their clients better because of it.
Yeah.
So starting out, I'm going to tell you, here's the toughest thing starting out. You don't know what you don't know. You always feel like you're supposed to be doing something that you're not doing. And when you focus on the three pillars, until I stopped trying to be the best at everything, and I really focused on three things that I wanted to be great at, then my business took off. You're so distracted by trying to be the best at marketing, be the best at going to all the events, doing this, doing that. You're just spread so thin that you can't even focus on your business.
Mm.
It's like Usain Bolt, okay? When he runs a 100 meter and a 200 meter. Do you ever think he trains with a 5 mile race?
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
he trains on what his strengths are. So if I feel like my marketing is my strength in my business and I love my brand name and I feel like it's unique, that's my pillar number one. What's my pillar number two that I can leverage that brand off of? And if you just spread yourself so thin, you're never going to grow. And I was fortunate enough over last year, I brought in just an assistant to start working with me. She's now my operations manager, but she really spoke to me and she had zero real estate experience at all. Chad, you're killing yourself. You're trying to be the best at everything. Slow down. We got this that we're good at. This. Let's start there. And you know what? My business has been revolutionized.
Wow. Wow. So what challenges have you faced in building and sustaining a successful referral business, and how have you overcome come from it?
The number one challenge in real estate is comparing yourself to others.
Hmm.
You look on this thing and you see, oh, this person in my town sold 67 homes this year and I only sold 19. Oh gosh, I don't know if I should do this business anymore. They're doing something different that I'm not, and I don't know what it is. And you just get discouraged. But if you stick to those things you're good at, it will come. And success doesn't happen overnight. That person that sold 67 homes, they haven't been doing it for 2 years, I promise you.
And the
They've
sad
invested,
part is they're probably comparing themselves to somebody who's doing 500 homes.
hey,
That's where they get on that rat wheel, even though they're doing good business.
hey, it doesn't matter how rich you are, there's always somebody with more money,
Amen.
right?
Yeah.
So that was my big thing was, man, like, gosh, this guy in my neighborhood, he's been in the business for 12, 13 years. I've been in the business for 8. He's dominating my neighborhood. I don't know, should I even be doing this business? What am I going to do? Like I'm beat down. But you know what? Find another way. So what did I do? I live in a neighborhood. I'm looking at houses right out in front of me right now. The average price point is probably about 800, okay? And this guy's dominated our neighborhood for years. Am I going to go and try to jump in and spend so much money to try to take over a small part of the market? No. So I got one piece of business that I loved. It was a referral last June, and it was a $2.2 million home. What did I do? I took that $2.2 million home, and it's a cool story, but believe it or not, it didn't have carpet in some of the closets. It needed to be cleaned. It needed a handyman. It had been deserted. It had 6 HOA violations. It was a hip hop artist. It was his second home. He lived in Miami. This was his second home. What did I do? I lined up the trucks so everybody in the neighborhood could see that I was going to take care of that home and I was going to protect the integrity of the neighborhood. And every one of them were watching. And since then, since that had a circle drive, and I remember 6 trucks. I had a vacuum, I had a carpet cleaner, a handyman, a pool cleaner. I had what else did I have? Pressure washer. They were all there at one time, everybody watching, and they saw my work ethic. And since then, I've sold almost $14 million of real estate only in that neighborhood this year.
Wow. Wow.
So you leverage one piece of business, and I tell my team this, I just got off the phone with them. That one listing that you get, you leverage it, you market it, you invest in yourself. If you're going to be in real estate, you invest in yourself or don't do it. If you're not willing to put it on the line, don't do it because it's not going to happen. So right now in that neighborhood, I'm spending $2,500 a month on marketing. Okay. I'm all in. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, or we're going to find something else to do. So that one piece of business that you get in that area, that's the most desirable area, that one listing that you have a chance to prove who you are, what you do, what kind of service you provide, you do it. You make it a spectacle so everybody knows. Everybody knows there that that grass at that home is cut, the landscaping's done. Now they don't have to look at that sore, that they don't have to look outside and see those weeds, right?
Yeah.
That's what I showed them. So everybody has to have that one piece of business that they say, I love the neighborhood, I love the price point, I love the commute to get there. It's convenient for me and my family to have a good life. And that's what I'm going for. The minute you sell that home, boom, 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 you go hard every month, proving your value proposition.
That's awesome. That's a real successful story from a client for real.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but man, today, like today was really, really cool. I want to show you guys on the screen here. But this guy called me and he said that he got my information from my flyer, my magazine, right? And this is exactly what it looked like. Let me find it here. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little too much time here.
No, appreciate your time.
This is exactly what it looked like. On the top there is a listing that I feature in the neighborhood, right?
Mhm.
Read that in the bottom. Hi, Chad. My name's blah, blah, blah. We're looking to sell over at 22 Royal King, which is 3 doors down from the home that I just told y'all the story about.
Mm,
Hey, I want to meet with you, right? The marketing was so good, he felt compelled to take a picture of it because he liked it.
mm,
It's the third time that's happened. And another time they said, hey, I'd like you to come over to my house. I go, how did you hear my name, Mr. Johnson? Let's just say your marketing works. You got to do what people aren't willing to do.
yeah.
Like when I skated, a lot of people, if they didn't feel good, I mean, look, you can talk as an athlete. You know the people that want it, you know the people that are okay getting second place.
Mhm.
If maybe your head hurts one day, you skip practice. No, man, there's no skipping. You got
Yeah.
to do the dirty work, right? The dirty work is what differentiates you from other people. And that's what sports has taught me. And because of that, I'm not the biggest realtor in the world. I feel like I'm really good and committed at what I do, but I feel like my business is on a trajectory that I'm very, very content with. And it's all because my mindset.
For sure.
And mindset in real estate, you can wake up each day defeated, not knowing what you're going to do. But if you could define those 3 things that you're going to master, you got it.
Right. Do
Awesome.
it easy, get it
We,
done, do it hard, get it done, just get
Yeah.
it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we'll,
nothing's
we'll look
easy.
forward to bumping into you in Miami.
Yeah. I'm going to be in Cabo. I don't, what month is Miami?
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
Miami is taking the place, so they've stopped the shareholders conference, and now that's the new EXP con. I don't
Okay.
have the dates in front of me, but that'll be taking place. It won't be in October, I don't believe, though.
Yeah. Well, everybody who is thinking about taking the dive with EXP, I will tell you, man, they talk about the model. They talk about all this stuff, but it's all about the people. The people are what makes the difference.
For sure. For sure.
Well,
And
you
I,
certainly helped us set that example today by sharing your time. So, we really appreciate it. And Josh will kind of send us off here and talk a little
oh,
bit
well,
about
I was
where to
going to
be
give Chad a
posted.
thank you. I actually met him at one of the conference. I think it was like the shareholder in
Oh,
Nintendo
oh,
or
you
Las
holding
Vegas.
out on me. I was there with you and you
Now
didn't
you got
didn't
look. We
introduce
got
me.
our
We
time is
we
running out.
met.
Huh,
We
what
did.
happened? Yeah, we met.
Okay.
That's how I got your phone number.
Okay. I'm
Ain't
sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. There was a lot of people there. I'm sorry.
That's all good. It's all good. Well, I mean, is my number saved?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Hey,
Ah,
It will be now, Josh.
oh, how can the people get in touch with you, Chad?
Yeah, man. It's the Gold to Sold group. You can get in touch with me. My number, I serve my whole team. We've got about 14 agents. You can call me at 281-832-1033 or on Instagram at Gold to Sold Chad. That's GoldToSoldChad.
Awesome. And again, this is the another episode of the Dream Builders podcast, where our mission is to help buyers, sellers, agents, nonprofits, and small businesses connect to the resources and knowledge to achieving their goals. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Page Properties Team, The Dream E.N.T, Real Estate for a Reason, and Make Real Estate Fun Again. Thank you so much, Chad Hedrick, for
Thank
coming
you so
out
much.
and just giving some valuable tips. I'm definitely going to go ahead or I wasn't trying to type while you was talking, but it's all in my mind and I can't wait to execute it, man. It was awesome speaking with you today.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
For
Thank you.
sure.
Have a great rest of your day as
See
well.
ya.
See you
See
All
soon.
ya.
right, y'all be blessed. Peace.
Bye.